I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this. It's time to put the Bronco body on our lifted TRX-4 build project. And this is a very cool body set. Traxxas offers a number of body sets that you could get for your TRX-4. If you're not into painting, if you're not into gathering up all the parts that you need to put a body set on, this is the way to go. Now in this box is of course the painted body. The windows are clear, so that is pretty cool. What's also in here are, all of the parts that you're going to need to install it, which is basically the rear body mount. Depending on the TRX-4 that you have, it's got all the stuff in there, like the chrome bumpers, the chrome trim. It's already installed on there. It looks pretty cool. It also has the spare tire on the back, so it's already installed. You don't even need to put that on. Really, all you need to do is put on the decals that you want. If you want to do that, they have the red version and, of course, that fade version. Gives it that Bronco classic look. Very cool stuff going on with these body sets. I'm going to show you how easy it is to install in just a minute. What I'm also going to do is I'm only going to put in part of the lighting set that I showed you in the original video, in the intro video. What I'm going to do is use the power module out of that, because the other lights that are in that Bronco light set I'm going to use on the custom body that I showed you in that intro video, and that's going to come later on. That's going to be a totally separate video, but right now we're just going to concentrate on this Bronco body set and getting it installed on our build. Now, before we install the body, there are a few little things I have to finish up on the build, and that is the body accessory bag. Basically the bumpers and the body mounts and the sliders and stuff. And like I said, we're not going to need the bumpers that came with it, so I'm just going to set those aside, maybe for a future project. And I'm just going to install the body mounts, the brackets for the mounts, and the sliders. And of course, I'm going to need the hardware, not going to need the D-rings for the Bronco body. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll throw those on really quick, and then we can get to that body. And there you have it. I've got the body mount brackets on and the body mounts, and they're even set to the proper ride height that I found in the instruction manual for the body kit. So you just got to count the holes and put the pin in the proper location. And then I also put on the rock sliders. Now I did notice just faintly in this picture that they're in the outermost position. I believe the kit instruction shows you all the way in with 4 screws. So these are on the outside with just 2 screws. So those are all set. And now I think I'm ready to put the bumpers in. Time to do that. Okay, that bumper installation took all of about a minute. So those are really easy to get in there. And now I'm going to go over and put the power module in that I told you about. I'm going to get to the body. I will, I promise. But, I want to get this in there because I'm going to take a few parts off, route the wire over to the receiver box. This signal wire needs to go into the channel 1 port of the receiver. And then the module itself just mounts to a bracket that's here on the floor pan, and the power comes from that Y adapter that we put in before. So this is pretty easy stuff. Unfortunately, it requires a little bit of disassembly, but that's part of the build. Within a few minutes, I was able to install that power module and route the wires over to the receiver box. Now I have power for my rock lights, and I can move on to the body now. So let's check this thing out. Now this is ready pretty much to go on. I just got to pull off this overspray film and throw on some of the accessories. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go and put on the mirrors and the door handles. Really easy to do. The mirrors, they just go on with body clips like most RC cars do. And the door handles here have these little screws and brackets to go on just to hold it in place. That'll just take me a few minutes. So those mirrors and door handles are on, and literally that just took a few minutes to do as well. Nice and easy to do. Now I'm down to just the decals, guys. The body's almost going to get on this thing, but I am going to put these red decals on first. Pretty simple stuff here. The rear is going to require the removal of the spare tire to get that onto the tailgate. But these are pretty easy. Now there's a couple ways to go and put the decals on. I recommend always washing your hands before touching decals, because any oils on your hands could, make the decal adhesive less sticky. So I already did that. And the other tips I have for you are you could go and use an X-Acto knife to help, pull the decals up if you want to. You could use an X-Acto knife to help apply some of the decals, like these smaller decals. It's nice to put it on an X-Acto knife, kind of place it where you want it, and then, stick it down. The other thing you could do is you could go and cut out some pieces that aren't used, pull off any decal, and then use the backing material as kind of like handles to go and place the decal on, like the large decal, and then just go and kind of stick it down where you want it. So those are a couple tips for you, or you could just go crazy and just grab it with your fingers, put them on. You do what you want to do, but I'm going to go and apply these, and we're going to see how cool this body looks mounted up on that lifted chassis. Wow, take a look at that, guys. Doesn't that look good with the decals on there? I definitely like the red. You know, that fade, that looks cool too, but I like the simple red classic look there. Now it's time to just put this thing on the chassis. We could see how this lifted Bronco is going to look. Just slide this on here. This is the first time it's been on. There we go. It took a little bit of wiggling to get it on there, get the front of the body under the bumper, but it's in, and check that out. I mean, that is just so cool. And look at the wheel gap there. We've got a serious lift going on. This truck just looks amazing. This kit was just a fun build from the start. Everything goes together nice and easily, and look at the end result. I mean, it's just an awesome looking truck. I mean, I don't even know if I want to drive this thing, but I think we need to. I think we need to go get it dirty. You thought you were going to see some action, didn't you? It's coming up, but I wanted to take a second to stop and talk about a change I made to the truck right after I finished installing the body on there. I did get an email from Traxxas saying that they saw my servo installation video and really suggested that I change out the servos in here. They found that the 400 works a lot better in the TRX-4 with the BEC, and actually the 330 servo works better in the UDR. So I took a little bit of time to swap out the servo in here, and now I have the 400 in here and I have the 330 in my UDR, but that caused a little bit of a delay, and now I'm about to head outside for that action. But since then, it snowed and we got a lot of ice, so, you know, it's not going to see a lot of dirt, I don't think. We're going to see a lot of snow in this action footage, but I just want to let you guys know what was happening with the truck. All right, now we can head outside to see how this thing looks in motion. Well, my options for places to run the lifted Bronco was pretty limited with the snow we just had, but I was able to find a parking lot at a park and you know, some trail stuff to kind of go through, and I wound up running this thing a lot on the snow, which was actually a lot of fun. I mean, it was just kind of sliding around, and I was drifting a lifted Bronco. That was pretty cool, but you know what, guys? It looks awesome out there on the trails. And you know, I was able to go over a couple clumps of grass. There was some grass patches there, and you know, some logs that were down and stuff like that. And I was able to roll over that stuff, roll over some rocks and everything, and it just looks so cool. I mean, that's what it's all about. And, you know, you get that excitement factor from how it looks, you know, going over, you know, even small obstacles. It was pretty awesome. But I definitely want to go back out again once we get some nicer weather, all the snow is cleared, and get you guys some more action footage of this, doing some more crawling type of stuff, you know, maybe even some mudding and everything like that, because this thing, it should be muddy. I mean, look at it. It's a classic Bronco. It should have mud all over it. But yes, I will get back out there. If you do want to see that, let me know in the comments section below, and I will try to push for it as quickly as possible. But overall, very cool project, and it's not over yet. I still have the clear body to paint up for you guys. The paint is on order, so give me a little bit of time to get that one done, and then I will get it up hopefully soon for you guys. But, you know, if you are looking to have fun, you know, building up a vehicle with just tons of parts, I mean, Traxxas, they definitely, you know, I was looking at their website, they've got a ton of stuff for the TRX-4 now. I mean, your imagination could just go wild. The options are endless, and you can really build up some cool projects with all that they have to offer. So, looking to get into something where you could build up, have it your own, make it just look awesome, definitely check out the TRX-4 kit and go from there.